Hey everyone, happy Friday. It's Sarah here. Let me just adjust the picture so I don't look like a ghost here. There we go. How is everyone? How is everyone? It's Friday afternoon. I'm in the middle of calls, so I'm gonna make this one a little bit shorter. But I was just on a call with somebody who reminded me in so many ways of a client, one of the clients that I recently worked with, as well as myself. It's like, oh my goodness, what a coincidence that these conversations are happening right now when timing wise, right, we are expanding our businesses, we're gearing up for launches, we are looking to grow, to evolve, and a lot of us kind of had landed from that winter slump. Literally, when you have so many ideas, so many plans for the New Year resolutions, you start with a full speed and then things start falling apart, will starting to fall off. The adrenaline wears off, and you're like, oh my gosh, where am I? What am I supposed to do? Things are not working according to the plan. And then you stop tapping inwards and you start discovering things about yourself, about your business that maybe you never considered before, maybe is something that you're just looking into with a new perspective, with a new experience. So, recently I had a call with somebody. I literally exchanged a couple of comments here online, and I figured, you know what, let me just go. The person sounds really interesting. Let me go on her website. Going on her website, there were so many things that we had in common that I reached out like I usually do. I was like, hey, would you like to hop on a call? I think there's so much we could discuss and maybe find a way how we can support each other moving forward. So we got on a call and we started to talk, and it was so amazing how this person's background was really in corporate legal, right? So it's really linear, really formed and rigid almost, right? You follow facts, you follow rules, you follow direction, and that's pretty much it. It's not that artistic, free spirited, soul based, heart centered approach. And then we were talking, it's like, I really feel disconnected because I also want to pursue a business where I can tap into the other side of me that I'm just discovering now, the whole energetic and spiritual part, and I just don't know how to marry the two. And it reminded me of a client that I recently worked with because her background was very similar, going from very masculine, data driven, fact and action oriented industries to energy and the spiritual world as well. And she found herself struggling too because she was trying to strike the balance, and it was almost like the resistance of towards every single thing, every single experience, every single downfall, every single bad thing that happened in her prior careers, right? Almost as she was running away from all of that and leaning so far towards the woo that she literally lost her balance. And it was just trying to figure out how to balance the two, how to bring them back together, how to clear the blocks, how to come to terms with things that happened in the past and not in getting them out of the way so they wouldn't affect her decision making now. And what we discovered was it was a lot of about time and money. Before there was a ton of time but not enough money. Then it was a ton of time but not enough. What did I say? It was a ton of money but not enough time. Then it was a ton of time but not enough money. So how to marry the two? And it also reminded me of my own experience, the stories that I shared with you before. So I just thought it was kind of an interesting nod to the live stream I did yesterday about business models. And when I said, you really want to make sure that when you design your business, when you look at the structure of your business, at the foundation of your business to move it forward, to keep going, to keep growing, and keep evolving, to really want to make sure that you stay grounded and you keep tabs on yourself, your skill set, expertise, and strengths. They're one thing, one container. Second container is what lights you up, what energizes you, what excites you, right? What motivates you, what gets you up in the morning to get you going, even when going gets really tough. And then the third container is really taking a look at your lifestyle. You know, somebody who might have started a business when they were single without family might have different priorities and different capacity to support and dedicate time and energy to the business than once the family comes around, or the kids come around, or when you have little ones at home. It's going to be different when they go off to high school, when they go off to college. And I can't tell you how many times I talk to people who come to me after kids are off to college. It's like, I'm an empty nester now. You think I had it all figured out and I'll be excited about all this time. I have no idea what to do with myself and with my business. What can I do? Can you help me? And then also the next part is the finances. You know, we all have so many different goals that we want to achieve, and when you break it down and you map out the ways how to reach those goals, you're gonna find there's always more than one way. So yeah, I just thought it might be an interesting coincidence to have all these conversations and all the experiences that I could literally tie together and present to you, on top of the live stream that we did yesterday. So if you missed that one, um, look it up. It was recorded yesterday at around 8:30ish p.m. And if you have any questions, let's get a conversation going, because I know it can be scary sometimes, especially um, when you have family and friends, and they're like, well, it was different. There's so much, so many ways to express that, but let me try it this way. Friends and family, they all want to keep us safe. They don't know, they don't understand what they don't understand. So sometimes it's really hard to accept that. It's hard to process that. As entrepreneur, you're wired differently than somebody whose ultimate goal is to have a security of a 9 to 5 job, right? Um, but in the meantime, it was also different times when there was the job security. There was that system when you could really thrive in the 9 to 5. Different values, different norms, different expectations. So sometimes when you're going to be talking to your parents, they're going to be, yes, supportive of you, but not as an entrepreneur. It's too risky, it's too unknown, it's too out there, especially if it's a career that is not really well known, like being in real estate, running a solid brick and mortar business. Yeah, maybe that's okay. But being an energy healer, being a psychic, being a coach, nothing tangible to show. I mean, seriously, what are you doing with your life? Working from home? Come on, get serious, go get a job, right? So you really have to trust yourself, you have to trust your intuition, and you have to trust your ability to make it happen despite all the naysayers. But sometimes what happens, and I'm noticing that also with my clients, and I have been through that with myself, even if the family and friends are supportive, they're not the people to talk to unless they're invested in your business, unless they're providing the capital, unless they're making decision in terms of being a partner in your business. They really shouldn't be influencing you, because you are the one who's going to be making decisions. And that's another thing I wanted to touch upon today, is when you find yourself in a slump, when you find yourself knowing where you want to go, but things are kind of not going your way. It's really important for you to decide on making the decision. And here's what I mean by that. It's easy to keep looking at your plan. It's easy to keep dwelling on the past. It's easy to keep saying, I already invested that much and I'm afraid what's going to happen. Well, am I going to see the return on the investment? Is this the right course for me? Is this the right step for me? Just getting a ton of messages today. But the thing is that you have to believe in yourself. You have to trust yourself. You have to know yourself 1000%, that if you are committed to making this business work, you are going to do whatever it takes to get there. So if it comes down to making the decision in terms of making an investment, and you're scared and you're literally nauseous, like one of my clients, she emailed me, she said, I woke up, first and foremost, I couldn't even sleep overnight, but then I woke up, I really literally felt nauseous in my stomach. I took that as a sign that I need to work with you, not as I need to run away, because the ego was so strong in trying to protect her from making that life-changing decision. Luckily, she recognized that, and the outcome, It was phenomenal within the first 24 hours of us working together. Phenomenal. But what I'm trying to say here is that you have to recognize those signs, and you have to make a decision that you're done playing a victim. You're done playing small. You're done being tired of the guessing game, of the self-blame, victimhood, resentment, fear, right? And you can have all the strategies in place. If you're struggling with those, nothing's going to work. And in reverse, you can have all the mindset support, you can have all the best intentions, all the self-confidence, but if you don't have the right model, the right strategies, the right tactics, you're not going to achieve much either. So there's always that fine balance. But the point I was trying to make was that as you bring them together, and as you recognize that there are a couple of steps that you will need to take, there are a couple of investments that you're going to need to invest, but you fall back onto, well, I need to talk to my spouse, I need to think about it. Here's the thing that's going to happen. If you're not 1000% sure that this is the right thing for you, your spouse, your partner, they're going to sense that. And their role, again, is to keep you safe, is to keep you calm, is to keep you comfortable, right? So, of course, they're not going to say no. But if you approach a conversation with, this is the decision that I'm making because it's the best decision, and this is the outcome that I will create, they will follow the lead. They will feed off the confidence. But it starts with you, because no one ever will have greater belief, commitment, drive to make something work than you. So you have to be the leading force. You have to take a step. You have to make the decision, because no one else is going to make it for you. So if you are sitting on the fence in regards to anything, it might be working with me, it might be working with somebody else, making an investment in one of my programs, or working with somebody else. I don't care what it is. I'd like to use this moment to really help you make the decision. Because right now, where you are sitting on the fence, that's the most draining, the most frustrating time there it can be. And commit to yourself to make a decision. It's a yes or a no. It's really that simple. But that maybe the gray area in between, it's draining you. It's preventing you to take any action anywhere. Forward, backward, sideways, I don't care. Because it's always somewhere on your mind. On the back of your mind, the front of your mind, it's always somewhere. Make it a decision. Say either yes and then make it happen, or say no and go about your life, whatever is that's gonna be. But just make the decision, because after you do, I'm not gonna go into the whole biochemistry and hormones because that's not what I'm expert at. But not only you will feel good, but now your focus is gonna change. Your focus now is gonna be on the, okay, what's next, right? And the momentum starts building. So with that being said, I know this has been a ton of information, a ton of examples, and kind of all over the place, from trying to figure out how to put together and run two different businesses, how to justify your investments and your entrepreneurship and your journey to those who are trying to keep you safe, to then recognizing that, you know what, I need to make certain things to make them happen after the slump, for example. I know it's a lot of information, but I hope that somewhere along the way, somewhere along those lines, there was a word of wisdom, there was a gentle push or a kick in the butt, whatever it is that you need to get off the fence and to do whatever it is that you need to do to get to where you want to go. Thanks for your attention. Thanks for joining me, and I can't wait to catch you soon. Bye.